Welcome to part 2 of our Rushing Rose speed run through the Shadows of Rose DLC for Resident Evil The Village. In our first video, Rose got the first of the 3 masks needed to get to the purifying crystal in the main hall. She also has 2 of the flasks, so she can dissolve nodes as well as block and pause the hunters. The statue puzzle has changed from when Ethan was here. The trick is to put them in the order of the demise. She said long ago she was hanged, so start there. Neither first nor last was the sword. The other 2 are connected, so you know the sword had to go there. She was recently drowned, but the arrow still bites. So you want to go hang, sword, drown, arrow. That opens the basement. The basement's not the same as it was when Ethan was down there. It's a much smaller area. She's going to kind of come into direct conflict with the executioner, the large foe. She doesn't really have any option of actually fighting with him. There's no damage you can do to him at this point, so you just need to run from him when you do encounter him. This is kind of a safe area here. Once you get to this point, the executioner will come from the right over there. As he comes through that area, you want to duck down behind these barrels, wait for him to move forward. As he moves forward, grab this chem fluid and get rid of this node. You have to stand up to get rid of the node, and that causes me a problem here because in typical fashion I'm trying to run and duck at the same time, and it winds up doing neither, so he winds up seeing me. As soon as you hear him yell like that, you know he's seen you. You need to just go back and reset him. You reset him by going to that safe area. You have to duck down here. Once you touch the other side, then he resets. You want to try not to do that on a speed run. I mean, it was a waste of time to come back there again. But now you want to just wait until he's moving forward. And again, this time there's nothing for you to do other than just kind of be behind him. You don't really have to duck if you're timed like that, but the first time it's better to duck. So now you're waiting for him to turn around and go back to where he came. He's turned around. Now he's turned the rest of the way. You can actually go pretty close behind him, but I was being cautious. You have to step up a little bit, and you would be seen if you tried. You have to step far enough forward that you would be seen. You have to wait for him to turn. There's probably a better way to do this. There's a node to your left that you could probably have gotten from this side of the barrels, but this method has always worked for me. I bait that guy to come around the barrels that way and dispatch this guy. On hardcore, dispatching him can be a problem. You might need to use more rounds than that. But once you cleared that, sometimes the guy has gone all the way around, sometimes he's behind you. Once you figure out which side he is, you know which way to go. You want to crawl down through there. If you want what's in this vase, you want to get it before you go up to the top of the stairs. The top of the stairs is where the 3rd mask is. There's going to be a pipe bomb and the second mask. I said third. Second mask. The silver mask. The executioner is going to come out of that goo that the statue dissolved down into. So you want to run back through here. As long as you're direct and you run, you can just basically run by all of these. The first time you encounter it, it seems implausible that you're going to just run by them all. Here's where you're going to run through that area that you opened earlier. The big guy knocks that wall down, but it doesn't matter. You just push that guy out of your way, go behind this guy. And overall, I would call that a very successful run, other than the very first part where I had to reset the executioner one. But I know that pattern is not necessarily the pattern you see other people run it, but that pattern always works for me. So her goal now is to get that mask onto the statue. I'm going to pick up a thing of chem fluid. Your way back is the way you came. To your left there is blocked. To your left there. So you got to go through Dimitrescu's changing area. You want to have this conversation with Ethan because it gives you bunch
I
of
got it, but just barely.
silverleaf
This ugly
herb
brute
and
turned up.
and some ammunition.
No shit. I can't fight
The-
something like that.
The general plan that I had was to save as much of the silverleaf as I could for the final fight with Miranda. Figuring that it's easier to eat the silverleaf than it is to catch the balls of lightning that she throws at you. I've never played through this game without this DLC without going and reading this document that's coming up. The document has the recipe for shotgun shells and pipe bombs. I'm under the impression that you have to read this document or you won't get the recipe, so you won't know how to make shotgun shells. And you absolutely need to know how to make shotgun shells. So I don't think any of this over here was optional. I think you had to come over here. I haven't watched anybody else's speedrun, so I don't know if they have different opinions on that or if they do it without going over there. If somebody wants to drop me a comment and say that you don't need the recipe to get it, then you could have saved some time there, but really you get some resources that will allow you to make more shotgun shells too. So it wasn't too far out of the way. I think it's necessary. Okay, so now we have the recipe to make shotgun shells. We don't have a shotgun yet. We have a second mask to put on the statue, so we're headed back to the ballroom, the main hall room. You can always just run by the executioner here. He even on hardcore, he doesn't appear fast enough to get you. Just be direct, run straight. Sometimes this guy, I've been here where he's ahead of that, and you'll need to go behind him on the right. If you're ahead of him, then dodge around him to the left. At this point, she's going to put the mask on there, and that's going to light up another one. She needs a third mask. And in my head, I totally forgot the sequence of things to do. So I immediately go off to run to go get the third mask. This is a mistake. You don't have the trinocular key to get into the room where the flask is. But I don't realize that until I get out here and I realize that, hey, normally I would shoot that guy with a shotgun. I don't have a shotgun. So I turn back around to go get the shotgun. And as I'm here, I realize I don't have a trinocular key. The trinocular key is upstairs. The painting that you just picked up, that you've now scrolled by twice in your inventory, should have told you, go use the painting. So the correct path would have been to put the mask on the statue, or you can even keep the mask, it doesn't matter. But just run up the stairs here, use the painting in the wine room to solve the predator and prey puzzle. The predator and prey puzzle's not particularly difficult. You have to put predators across from their prey. You cannot move the wolves, and you cannot move the butterfly. Therefore, you know which side's the prey and which side's the predator. On the predator side, the butterfly can be eaten by a spider. The other thing that you have that looks like a snake, that looks like another predator, it might eat a frog, and put the lamb across from the wolf, and this will open the cage where you can open a chest, which will give you the trinocular key.
Do you make these puzzles to
It's curious, I wonder if the game at one time had a binocular key and they decided that it had just gotten a little bit too long. Like if you had to get a monocular to get one mask, a binocular to get another mask, a trinocular to get a third mask. I'm not sure, but it would be interesting. But anyway, you go from a monocular key to a trinocular key. You're now going to use that trinocular key to get the shotgun. You have to run by where the shotgun is anyway, so it doesn't seem like it's any real waste of time. It makes the boss fight with the executioner much easier. So it seems like a good 2 or 3 seconds here. Get your trinocular key back and your shotgun. And you're only given 3 shells, so you want to kind of save them. You don't need to shoot anything out here. Just run by it all again. It's surprising how much of the game you can actually just run by. Use the trinocular key, and this will open up the music room in the castle. But it's covered in goo. You need to get rid of the goo. Actually, you don't wind up getting rid of the goo. You need to make
Is that
drop
Rosemary?
down furniture onto the goo so that you can stand on the furniture to get to the mask. The first thing you drop down is this big baby grand piano. Allows you to climb out here. As soon as you get onto the piano part, 4 of these hunters will come out. The best course of action is to just ignore them here, though I went ahead and killed one. It worked fine. Run up the stairs and use the doorway and the stairs as a pinch point kill zone. You should be able to, you have three shells. You should have been able to kill 3 with a shotgun, but I'm trying to save the shell, so I used the Lemi. Not particularly good shooting, but you get through it. Just get this guy to where he's coming at you in a straight line. And you can dispatch him. I did not shoot quick enough, so I wound up using a node. It's kind of a catch-22. Do you use the shotgun shell to kill him in one blow, or do you use the node? Or do you just shoot better than I did and get through it with the Lemi easier? Once you can get out here onto the baby grand, you can get rid of this. This clears a path upstairs. It doesn't drop anything directly, but it clears a path upstairs where you can get to another node that will drop the last piece of furniture you need to drop. There's a few resources to pick up along the way. You saw there was a bird cage in the corner there. If someone wants to drop me a note in the comments about how to get that bird cage, I'd appreciate it. I know I've gotten it in one run somewhere, but I've lost the technology. I don't remember how to get it. And so at this point, I know I don't know how, so I just ignore it. I don't even remember what's in it, but there is a way to get it. I don't know. I don't remember where it is. I'm going to move up here far enough to where both of these guys come out at once so that your rounds will hit, the guy behind if you miss. Seems like he took a couple extra shots, but probably because of the distance. But once you get rid of this node, it will drop the last piece of furniture you need to get ready to the mask. But you want to come in here and you want to grab this because this is shotgun shells and roasted scrap that will allow you to make more shotgun shells. So you get 2 shotgun shells there. So with the one we didn't use downstairs, we still have 3. So all in all, we came out of this the same way we came into it with 3 shotgun shells. We are down one little glowy node on our powers graphic there. When she steps out here and grabs the mask, this is going to trigger the executioner to come out of the goo, and he will grab her. Oddly, he doesn't kill her. They've decided that the masked Duke has decided he wants to watch you die in a more grandiose way, so he's contrived this test for you. If you don't know where these nodes are, Michael/Ethan will describe where they are to you. The only one that's kind of tricky is the first one. It took me a while to understand what he was trying to say.
No, seriously?
This guy's going to pop up and interrupt you. You want to get rid of him because there won't be time for...
Are you ready for the grand finale?
You won't be able to get out before he recovers and grabs you if you don't kill him. So I usually use a shotgun shell there just to dispatch him quick enough to not have to worry about the timing of any of this. Once you've gotten those 3 nodes, this all dissolves and you get out. You want to have this conversation with Ethan because you're going to get shotgun shells. She's disappointed it's not a pony, but I was excited about the shotgun shells.
I was hoping for a pony, but...
You'll notice there's a typewriter to my right. I'm not bothering to save anywhere. If you notice, I haven't saved at all in the run. On casual, you get more than enough autosaves. We don't wind up dying, but if you do die and for your speed run, you want to not retry, but quit, exit out, not all the way out of the game, but back to the main menu where you can load the game and then load the autosave. If you don't do that all the time between the autosave and when you die, just keep stacking up. And if you die multiple times in the same place, that can really be costly. There's one guy up here at the top of the stairs. Probably better off to use a Lemi on him. I usually make my shotgun shells here, so it's a fine time to do it. We get up to 15 rounds. That should kind of be your goal. It's not specific. I mean, you know, just is what it is. Should get around 15. One last conversation with Ethan, and then we can go in, put the mask on, grab the crystal, and that will trigger the boss spell.
Yeah. I can finally get rid of these powers. But I have to admit, I lived with them for so long. It's kind of weird to let them go. I know.
At this point, she doesn't know the crystal's fake. Turns out that this is just a decoy to, as the Duke put it, as the Master Duke put it, he had to bait the trap with something. So she's going to grab it. It's going to dissolve in her hands, and the Duke is going to snap his fingers, and she's going to fall down through a bunch of goo and into an arena where she'll have to fight the Executioner. The fight with the Executioner takes... It's basically 3 rounds. There's this first round where you're confined to this small area, and his vulnerable spot is on his chest. I mean, you know, true to Resident Evil fashion, shoot the glowy yellow or red spot. You can bait traps, you can bait attacks and dodge them there. There's no dodge button, but you know, moving sideways at the time when moving perpendicular to his attack, you can usually avoid him. He has 2 ways of going. When he has his hand out like that, he's going to try to grab you. One very workable strategy is to let him grab you if you have white nodes. If you don't have white nodes in your powers tree, then this was a huge mistake, because it does an incredible amount of damage. On casual, you survive it. On hardcore, that would almost end the battle, even if you came in full health. That puts you down so low that it's hard to move.
Run, little rabbit, run.
I'm looking for resources. I don't really know why. I should be focusing on dispatching him, but
Is he dead?
first round went fast enough.
Well, look at you.
There's a kind of an intermission here where a gate's going to open. When this gate opens, there's going to be 2 of those small hunters. You want to dispatch them with the Lemi if you can. On casual, you can get rid of both of them. I don't do a particularly well job. You want to avoid doing this, running back into the room, but I got lucky there and timed it where I dodged around him that way. But now he's following me. But you need to get around to this node. You need to get rid of this, otherwise you don't have a circular path, and all you have is this back and forth in this kind of confined area, and it will get very dicey very quickly. I get grabbed here because I sort of forgot that guy was there. The good news is that having your life force sucked out of you that way prevents the Executioner from actually hurting you, and gave us a great opening to hit him with the pipe bomb, which paused him a few shots. It was also right on his knee. The pipe bomb went right off on his knee, so it worked out actually well for us. Your goal there, of course, would have been to not get grabbed by the hunter. The second intermission happens. That was the end of round 2. When this gate starts to fall, you have 2 more of these guys. You want to dispatch them again with the Lemi. If you have to, go ahead and use the shotgun shell. What you don't want to do is you don't want to have refilled such that you have little nodes in your powers tree, because the flask coming up, this is the 3rd flask. It will give you a 4th node and fill you up completely. You don't want to have wasted silver leaf when you're about to refill yourself with the flask. That was a good shot there, but it somehow the dust kept me from getting around him. If you can use that pipe bomb better to stun him and still get around him. You want to have this third round of the fight in this area around this effigy. You do not ever want to go back in the back there. Because during this part, when he's not able to catch you, he won't chase you now. He will go down to the ground. When he goes down to the ground, he will always come up behind you. Your best bet is to kind of stand near the effigy, wait until you hear him coming up, and immediately cut around the edge of the effigy. He can't attack you through the effigy, so you can use that to block his attack. You can, of course, if he raises his hand. Okay, so he's going to chase you again, and I'm going to make the huge mistake that I just told you not to do. Don't go back here. There's nowhere back here that is going to work. You're always going to wind up in a hallway where you can't get away. So during this run, I had decided that I was going to try to also get the Fighting Through the Pain in-game challenge completed for this run. And so I am pushing it to the limit here, trying very hard. And she will heal just enough. When he grabs you like this, if you do have those nodes, this is the perfect time to block him. You can get behind him and get some shots off. In this particular case, I've already done enough damage. This is going to end the... Well, that didn't end it right there, but the third round is about to end pretty quickly. When you hear the Duke say that, he is going to appear in front of this door here, and he's going to be paused. He's about to make a whole bunch of goo, and it gives you a perfect opportunity to just pound on him. This is going to end the fight and our video. So, see you in the next one.